It's like, hi, hello, how's it going? How's it going? Today we're going to be watching Rapture as the first episode, which it's a pretty good episode, though. So, I loaded it up on Amazon, and I realized, for some reason, Amazon calls it The Rapture, which, I mean, I guess is appropriate for Easter, but that's not correct. It's not The Rapture. That's a completely different thing. It has nothing to do with The Rapture.
The Rapture is the episode where the station just gets sucked into the wormhole and everyone joins the prophets in the Celestial Temple where nobody gets to be linear.
Yeah, nobody gets to be linear.
No,
today's episode is not about a rapture. That's something else. Today's episode is about Sisko going crazy. Well, the first episode. We also had the episode about, we get to meet Kiriyoshi. That should be good. And, Odo's kid. Adopted kid.
the Rapture is where, like, in the teaser, everyone on the station except for Quark is, like, sucked into heaven, and then Quark just, like, sits on the station by himself. And
he wouldn't want to go to the Celestial Temple anyway. He wants to go to the Divine Treasury.
Oh, yes.
Made of pure latinum, somehow, even though latinum's a liquid.
The Bajorans were definitely influenced by the Ferengi at some point in their history because their gods are called the prophets and their demons are called the cost.
Well, yes, exactly. We do literally have an episode about Ferengi making up a religion for backwards people. Well, no, I shouldn't say backwards. That's the wrong word. Technologically not advanced people.
Ferengi religion was also just made up for themselves. So this is the way.
I mean, do we want to go as far as to say that human religions are? No.
No, I meant like literally there's the one where Quark has not a flashback, like a hallucination where he has like a spiritual experience and he travels to the afterlife.
Yeah, he meets the first Nagus Gint.
Yeah, and Nagus Gint's like
Rom.
Yeah, and Nagus Gint is like we made up a lot of the rules of acquisition just because they're snappy and we gotta move units.
You would not be able to sell the suggestions of acquisition. They have no rules. It's a marketing term.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like religions are invalid because I'm myself irreligious, but Ferengi religion in particular. I don't know.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy New Year.
Hey Kevin.
Hey.
So everybody be queued up. We're starting in 2 minutes for DS9 Rapture, Season 5, Episode 10. Queue up to 0, then we'll count down and we'll press play. And if anyone wants to join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. It's just open to anyone. And so far it hasn't backfired too spectacularly having that open, but
Yeah, you do it for me. So that's obviously something's gone wrong here, but generally not. Yeah.
I mean, we've had some sketch people, but we solved that problem. And by solved, I mean we got rid of those specific sketchy people, but we might get more sketchy people in the future. I don't know. There's no security on this.
No, we've Lieutenant Worf.
That's not a vote of confidence.
He tries. He has like a little.
He tries.
He's like listening in at like his little console, and whenever someone like tries spamming the voice chat, he like launches a torpedo at him or something.
Okay. 45 seconds to the Rapture, or just Rapture if you're being correct about it. I don't know why Amazon says the Rapture. There's also no way to report to Amazon that I can find that some of their information is wrong.
Yeah.
It's just...
I'm sure it can tell them that.
Amazon's committing DS9 heresy.
How dare they?
I'm sure it can...
we kind of get the Rapture. But yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
I'm not sure if you can do this, but I'm pretty sure it can tell them that this is what you meant, and they might consider
hang on just
that.
A second. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, continue.
But about the Amazon, if you get what I mean about the
Like there should
Rapture.
be some place I can tell them.
Yeah. I mean,
There
I'm
should
sure
be.
if
I
you-
just can't find it.
I'm sure if you tell them that, I was saying I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I'm sure you can tell them that this is what you mean. Then they might consider it.
I don't think that Amazon really cares. They probably
They probably
they
don't.
probably just sort of ignore it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, they get a little model of Bahala. It's lovely.
Happy Easter to you. Not Happy New Year. I don't know why I said that.
So, I mean, we watched some DS9 last week, but I've already forgotten. I'm pretty sure, though, that this is the first instance of the new uniforms.
I think so, yeah.
Grayish blue shoulders. Yeah.
I don't like
They're
these
lovely.
uniforms. I
They're great.
gotta say that up front.
Wait, you do or don't like them?
I do not.
Oh, well, you're wrong. They're great.
I mean, like, they serve the purpose of the plot of maybe like what am
I
I
don't know
trying to
about the
say? They're a
uniforms
little bit
either.
more drab, because they maybe need to be a little bit more militaristic. But like, this is the future. If I'm gonna be launched like in a space to like, explore the galaxy and stuff, and like, have this important job and stuff, I'd like my uniforms to like be a bit more imaginative. And I'm not a big color person when it comes to fashion, but if I had to work in like a dilithium processing plant and everyone wore these, I'd be like extra depressed.
How are they different from the first season uniforms?
First season had like the
uniforms were
Voyager
like the
uniforms
variants
from
of the TNG uniform.
Yeah, these are first contact uniforms.
Okay.
These ones have they have a different
Right,
color,
okay.
and they also have sort of the suede grayish blue thing on top instead of the division color.
The division color was such a good part of the costume design, though, because it provided you with, like extra information about the character.
You still get the division color, just not a lot. A little division color.
Yeah, when I first started watching this season, I noticed that the uniforms had changed, and I was kind of like, I don't know about the uniforms. They kind of look like those uniforms that an admiral would wear.
No, there's no way the
I
computer
like the
got that
uniform.
much detail from it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That was
Yeah.
like 3 pixels.
I
Enhanced.
like the uniforms, but
I like the. Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll have to take a poll. I know that YouTube polls are supposed to be good for channel growth, so we'll just take a poll. Do you like the uniforms? Not right now, though.
I like Quark's shirt. I'll give him that.
And why does
Yeah,
Quark have
I
to
don't
save the thing? Can't he just say computer save program? He's passing off his save function onto Quark.
I just wanted to say in Star Trek, I feel like the uniforms should feel like pajamas and the spaceship should feel like a couch.
African robe. He has an African robe on. Well, looks like an African robe.
An African
Sisko.
what?
An African robe. You're talking about like 2 episodes ago or something that I think Quark was wearing. I'm not sure. I forget quickly.
Okay. So yeah, what else happens in this episode? I remember there's the part about the locust and the yelling.
Does he carve like a melon? I'm trying to remember this episode. Like like he has like a Close Encounters moment when he's going crazy. And he like
Okay.
carves into a melon, and it's like the mashed potatoes and Close Encounters. Other than that, I don't remember a damn thing about this episode.
Yeah, they find the city. Is this the one where Sisko like there's this big meeting about Bajor joining the Federation, and then
Yeah.
Sisko like rides a giant like penny farthing into it and explodes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this episode we're gonna see in about 30 minutes what the thing he did is. Well, you know, it has to do with Bajor, as it always does. This is a whole Bajor religion episode. And Sisko
Yeah.
really, really getting into his role as the emissary.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like the Bajor religion episodes, but I think they're consistently good episodes.
I wouldn't say I dislike them. Yeah. I like some, but they kind of run together for me too. Like I have trouble separating what happens in each one.
I could have done without the Gul Dukat Pa Wraith ending in season 7.
Well, spoiler.
Yeah, wasn't that done just to get Terry Farrell out of the show?
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
Like,
but that
essentially.
was in season. Well, we're really
We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So hello, Deutschland. How's Germany?
Ist kalt.
Kalt.
Ish.
Okay, good. That's all we need to know about Germany. It's kalt.
There you go. But Louise Fletcher is in this episode, which makes me happy.
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody loves
She-
Louise.
She can do no wrong in this role.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she does a lot of wrong. That's her whole
It's
character.
always good to see Nurse Ratched show up in Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch that nurse. I keep hearing people say she's Nurse Ratched, and I know vaguely who that is, but I've never seen it. I need to watch it.
Okay, well, Ratched is the show, about that character, but Nurse Ratched is originally in One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That movie, the Jack Nicholson movie from the 70s.
Okay.
And that's Louise Fletcher plays Nurse Ratched in that movie.
Yes.
That's why she's...
I'm
yeah.
only interested in the version with Louise Fletcher.
Yeah. And then they made a TV show called Ratched, just to get off on a short tangent. Like, Nurse Ratched represents the problem of the psychiatric system in that movie, so making her a villain doesn't really make sense to me, but whatever.
What you doing, Sisko? Sisko
He's tripping.
here. Yeah. He kind of reminds me of someone who's high and he's just going like, have you ever looked at these vials? Have you
What
ever
if
looked at
Worf
your
was-
hands?
What if
Have you ever
Worf
looked at
was
the
the
sky?
emissary?
I have looked at the sky.
If Worf was the
Enterprise is
emissary, we'd be doomed.
Yeah. Like the Enterprise had stopped at the station earlier in the episode. Like if they just figured out where the wormhole was like a couple days earlier, that like it wouldn't be too far off.
Oh, Cassidy. Oh, right. This is the part where they rekindle their relationship, but I feel kind of weird about it because at the time that Sisko does rekindle the relationship, he's under the effects of some prophet mind control stuff.
I don't know. Divine wisdom.
I'm not sure he's wrong to get back with her. I'm just saying it's a weird circumstance.
Mm-hmm. It's also weird because Cassidy Yates committed treason.
Oh, it was light treason.
Yeah, like
She was providing
mild.
medical supplies.
Yeah,
Here you go. Light treason. Sure.
Exactly.
I feel like the Federation would have. They seem like they'd be the ones who would provide medical supplies to anyone, really.
They say they do.
Yeah, that was
I
the
see.
melon with the Close Encounters thing. Yeah.
Carving the symbols
Like
into the melon.
Yeah, it's like in Close Encounters, he starts having these visions, and he doesn't know what they are or what they mean. And at one point, Richard Dreyfuss's character in Close Encounters molds a mound of mashed potatoes into a big, I don't know, column thing that ends up representing the whatever. Anyway, it's a result of him having visions. It's the same kind of thing.
Okay.
I'd just like to say that the tower in Close Encounters is just like top tier nature.
Yeah, good call. I'm trying to remember the movie. I probably haven't seen it in 20 years, but oh man, yeah, it's a good kind of allusion to Sisko's slow descent into kind of madness here.
So on the subject of Klingon religion, while while we're on Easter, is Kayla supposed to be Klingon Jesus? Because they say they killed their gods.
I don't think
Who's Kayla?
any of the Star Trek religions are supposed to be a direct analogy for any of the human religions, but rather they take motifs from
I don't think
our
so.
particular, like, Earth religions, obviously, and that inspire certain aspects of theirs.
I just mean more in the sense of what is Kalis is said to have divine blood, literally divine. But the Klingons also say they killed all their gods, and there's also the guardian of the afterlife, Greythor. And I just
don't
feel like
think-
I'm wasting my life the fact that I even know that. But you know,
I
guardian
feel
of
like
Greythor.
the
You don't think
writers
so?
didn't like care too much about the consistencies of Klingon religion.
Are you telling me Star Trek does not have a perfectly consistent canon?
What? Madness.
Madness. I don't know if Kalis is mortal. I just remember that one line where he says Kalis was divine.
I think he was. I mean, he obviously died, so
He didn't though. He said he went off to live in at that point of light where he would be waiting for them.
Yeah, like I always took it as he was I say man, but he was a mortal man.
Right.
He was just the chosen one. He was sort of the one at the top of all those. But I may be off on that. I don't know enough about.
But
Klingon
he did the
religion.
same kind of thing that Jesus did. Jesus was like, "Nah, I'm out now. But if you guys want, I'm gonna be over there, like up in the sky in heaven. If you guys
See,
want
I
to
thought-
come over."
I always thought of him as more as Moses, like the chosen prophet, the hand of God, but still a man.
Okay,
But a Messiah. Thank you. Signal. I was blanking on the word.
you can
he is the Messiah.
think of Kalis like the Doom Slayer.
Also, how insecure is the Federation that all their cups are branded with the Federation logo?
Special occasion.
People rag on America for having flags everywhere, but look at the Federation. Literally everything is branded.
Funny.
They have normal cups the rest of the time, I think.
That's a good shot.
It's a fair-
I love these low angle shots are really great too, and they had a really nice zoom in on Quark earlier in the scene there. There's some really good camera work in this episode.
Yeah, but anyway, the cups, I think they are Starfleet issue. They are Starfleet issue cups. So that's why all of the cups have have Star Trek communicators on them.
So I guess Sisko's having an absence seizure. Oh, he's back. He's fine.
Is this a parable for dementia?
I don't think so.
No, because
Like, all of Sisko's hallucinations are factual and accurate.
yeah, they
Okay.
even the ones that seem crazy right now ended up coming true later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, is this a mental illness episode? I guess it's really
No,
not.
this is all legitimate.
This is a straight
Also-
religion episode.
Yeah, I think it's a his behavior is erratic. We need to figure this out, kind of thing, and it's less about any kind of mental breakdown. Yeah, it's prophecy. Thank you, Arc Review.
I gotta say, when someone talked about how Sisko is almost acting as if he was like high after
I mean,
his exposure to the obelisk, I had this mental image of him like standing on a ladder and like trying to stick the entire obelisk up his nose,
Okay.
snorting the obelisk.
That's one way to get close to Bahala, I guess. Just put Bahala inside you. Someone interrupted. Kara, you fiend! You interrupted him. He's talking to the prophets.
my
He's not
child.
mad, though. Sisko, while he's high on religion, is really chill. This is the most chill he ever is in the entire series.
Yeah, it's true.
Just go chill.
This is a bit like, I don't know if anyone remembers the show that Brooks was on before this, Spencer for Hire. And he's very, very cool and slick. He's kind of like a John Shaft kind of coolness to him. And when he kind of deepens his voice in certain parts of DS9, it reminds me of that a lot. Like, he's very cool.
He's like Picard. I remember, I was watching on YouTube that Sisko is like the anti-Picard because he's so cool. I'm talking about Picard. That
Hey, Picard's cool.
yeah, the way he's cool. You know.
So
Do you
is
think-
that Sobor or is that a different Ranjan?
I think that's Sobor.
Basking in the adulation.
Do you think Quark's holosuite like number 3 is going to become a holy site now? And he's really excited because it means he can start selling merch.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure looking at him more, that's not Sobor because Sobor has very bushy eyebrows. And this makes
Yeah, I don't think it is.
it's all about the eyebrows.
Kevin, your review wanted me to say that everyone in the chat says hello. Sorry, hi.
Hello. I'm waving.
The will of the prophets. I assume that's a map of Bajor he's holding.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get a better shot of it, because I could swear I saw South America on there. Oh, hey, Cassidy. Yeah, look, Sisko might be really upset with her normally, but because he's high on religion, no, he's perfectly happy.
Even though the prophets regularly try to cockblock Sisko.
Wow, he just gets right in there, man.
He'd probably
been there 5
if it
seconds.
wasn't- if she didn't come back in this episode, they probably would have gone back together again. It just would have had a little bit of a mini arc.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been kissing her within her walking in the room 5 seconds.
It's fine. She's back now.
Yeah,
Convicted
I
felon
think we
Cassidy
get
Yates.
right. Traitor, treason. Yeah, we do get some really good Avery Brooks acting in this episode. It's not my favorite performance episode of his. That'll still be in the Pale Moonlight.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Computer, delete that entire recording.
It's like such an intense episode, and it's an episode you can show to someone who's never seen Star Trek, and they may not know all the little backstories to everything, but they understand. It's easy to understand what's happening, and it's very
Good
dramatic.
story.
Yeah, it totally has a huge twist. I watched it with a girl I was dating who had never seen anything Star Trek ever, and she loved it.
Yeah.
So, she's like, "This guy's really great." I'm like, "Yeah, that's Garrick. Everybody loves him."
Oh my god, yes. It's a Garrick episode, of course. Especially the lies.
Apparently, Bahala exists in the cave set. We found it.
It was there the whole time?
It was there the whole time.
I kind of missed that.
That looks like more than
Using sets all the
20,000
time.
years of sediment to me. I'm no geologist, but that looks like a lot. Yes, that is a side effect. You're completely right, Cassie. Really explore. Getting to see the whole cave set. Normally we just see the one room. Now we get to look at all of it in detail.
What if one time they just throw us for a loop and film in an actual cave? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That
I bet this would look great in high definition. Now it just looks kind of muddy.
I mean, also, like almost every digital film format has a problem with darkness.
He just goes in there blasting.
Just do that, Sisko.
Anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anyone get the Sunny
here's the
reference?
case that we know and love. Right now, they're on the ledge where the Cardassian hangs out.
So
Oh
anyway,
yeah. What? Like, Sisko's
That-
just
that
cutting
seems
through the wall, and he like looks away for a second, and then he accidentally like saws through the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
And I'm more worried about him
Destroyed.
causing a cave-in, removing a wall like that.
Yeah, he could have killed them all, like, or both of them.
Was that a load-bearing wall?
destroyed the
You
cave.
don't know.
Yeah, what are you, like a cave expert now? Come on.
Well, maybe the prophets told him it was safe.
I guess they must have, but yeah, that's a little erratic there. Yeah, Cassidy was pretty worried.
Of course he's found Bahala. He's the emissary. It didn't even take him that long. He looked at a reflection. And the literally only picture you have of the coordinate system.
You know what this feels like? This feels like a Stargate story. With the caves and the artifacts discussion and this pseudo-science religion kind of stuff, like the whole episode. Someone being possessed, someone having visions, you know, that like all the religious overtones, like that's very Stargate-y.
Lovely little flag there.
My child.
Oh, good.
When
our
was
friend-
DS9
we
at
already
its
had that
most-
episode. There was that episode a while ago where Sisko and Kira had that whole thing where she was upset that they weren't friends. It's like I don't even know how to talk to you. You're just the captain. Then they started hanging out. They're cool. Another episode where Sisko
When was
had
DS9
a
at
head
its most
injury.
popular?
that's a good question.
I don't know.
Because this is season 5. I mean, was DS9 kind of at peak popularity at this time? I'm just wondering in terms of like, I wonder what their budgets were as far as production design, because we do get like all these cool outfits and flags and.
I feel like the outfit per season, honestly, was roughly the same from the beginning of DS9, or from the beginning of TNG to the end of Voyager.
The series started in 1993.
Right. So, yeah, that was probably because you've got, you're kind of at peak performance for TNG at that point. 'Cause there was a time where TNG, Voyager, and DS9 were all on the air at the same time, right?
No, not new episodes. I mean, Voyager started after the end of
TNG, okay.
In fact, it was
Yeah, so
actually
it's probably just
starting
in-
from episode 801 because they were so determined to have more Next Generation.
So while we're on the
Gotcha.
scene, this bit right here is probably the most horrifying in the entire series, because we start to actually sympathize with literally the worst person.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is like an interesting scene because we get to see
It wasn't
a
all about the
positive
resistance
trait
cells.
of Kai Wynn's.
I mean, it's good because it like
I'll just
it
wrap
makes
up my
her a
point
better
by saying
villain, because it makes her a human. Well,
it
you know,
does.
How
Yeah.
dare you? She's
How
she's
dare
not a
you
human.
try and
She's a
have
Bajoran.
well-rounded villains?
My point just being, I guess it's nice to see, like, look at all this stuff. This is great. Like, it's nice to see a sci-fi show with, a moderate enough budget where they can do interesting stuff, but in an era where everything wasn't CGI.
Yeah.
That's a giant bloody pillar.
It's also a time
Yeah, like
when there were
they built
three, simultaneous space operas on network television, which I don't think ever happened. Otherwise.
And technically Voyager overlapped with TNG if we count the Admiral Janeway cameo.
No, I'm counting Babylon 5 in that. That was also on network.
Okay.
Yeah, was B5, was that? No, that was through Turner, I think. That was TNT, right?
Maybe it was.
That was all
syndicated
over the
anyway.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, because obviously Star Trek shows, they're syndicated. I mean, they're on syndicated affiliates, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, they're on network television.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It was a time where sci-fi was very popular on TV.
never really watched a lot of sci-fi shows, so yeah.
Ignoring a phone call from the Admiral.
Yeah.
Except you can't actually ignore a
want
phone call, as we learned yesterday. It just comes straight through. There's
Yeah,
no
maybe
send to voicemail.
Cisco might have different settings than Worf did in that episode.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you too.
Yes, you will.
Motion detected.
You're
at the
absolutely
front
going to
door.
let him down this episode.
Let's look at Sisko's the Messiah.
Motion detected at the
Is
front
that why
door.
Amazon has this listed as the Rapture? Because he's the Sisko?
Well, he hasn't died yet, so it can't be the Rapture.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, so I work in licensing, and what happens in these situations is these companies, they send all of these metadata packets to, to whoever's exhibiting. In this case, Amazon. So it's like it's not something Amazon normally alters in any way. So it's someone at the core company that sent that over screwed up the title, which is interesting because they must have been working from some root source. Someone at some point made a mistake, and it's just odd that got all the way to this point.
And then only Amazon too. That's kind of odd.
Netflix
Yeah,
is
Netflix
actually
is
just
good.
Rapture.
Yeah. So maybe they sent something different. Maybe someone made a correction when they shouldn't have.
Well, the episode summaries are also different.
Interesting. Okay, because one might have been getting right from the company. One may have been working from some home video information.
I remember that one of them, I don't remember which, but either Netflix or Amazon is way more spoilery than the others in the descriptions.
Netflix is pretty
Okay.
coy about them, so I think it's probably Amazon that's spoilery.
Interesting.
Also, hey Bashir, how's it going? How are you feeling?
What is the name of the actor who plays Bashir again?
I think his name is Alexander.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Alexander today.
Alexander Siddig. Got it.
Yeah, today.
Well,
It's a pretty basic name.
Siddiq, yeah. It's just Siddiq
That's
El-Tahil Siddiq El-Tahil
Oh.
Al-Fadil Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdul Karim Al-Makti.
See?
Full name obvious. I remember reading that Alexander Siddig, was kind of happy that, like, he was able to be cast in such a role as,
Oh yeah,
someone who, what am I trying to say?
he got to be British, right? As I recall, was something he liked because he's almost always cast as Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Siddiq, born in Sudan but raised in England.
I thought,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
that's
works
nice.
a lot.
I was worried about the
Alexander
cat.
Siddig is in lots of stuff. I was watching 21 Bridges, the Chadwick Boseman movie. I'm like, oh my god, it's Bashir.
Yeah. Syriana.
Oh god, yeah, Syriana. He played Ra's al Ghul on the Gotham TV series. I mean, that was man. He's in Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's in Game of Thrones, yeah.
There's a collection
He
of
does a lot of work.
roles that he's in where he died.
Ha.
Oh, I'm sure because he plays like a good villain too. Like he's very, very good in that kind
He
of role.
didn't used to. I'm thinking
Yeah.
back to that Rayo Ventica episode. Season 1.
DS9.
Yeah, give him a beard and he can do evil real well.
you think if Dr. Not Dr. Captain Sisko started spouting prophecies, they'd have Dax follow him around with the tricorder at all times. And just ask him these really empirical questions. And it's like, hey, Captain Sisko, how many hydrogen atoms are in this canister?
Bahamut had been rebuilt. Rebuilt, or were you saying the past?
They built another city inside the cave.
It's not that big a set. How are you going to fit a whole city in there?
Matte paintings.
Ah, I see. Cardassia. We're going to find out what it means in about a season. Actually, when does that officially kick off? I keep forgetting. It's always later than I think.
End of this season, so about 15 episodes.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah, your
given
review.
what we know with our meta knowledge about the Doctor here, does this make any sense?
This
Nope.
is your brain. This is your brain on the Celestial Temple.
Yeah, I feel like Bashir should absolutely be encouraging him to keep with the vision of the prophets and just let him die.
You think if he's like all knowing, he could just find a way to treat himself?
Wait, is Sisko
Yeah, your
even
review
better
pointed
than
out
Jesus
that
allegory? Because
he was
Jesus was a
foreseeing
carpenter, and Sisko like built. He's done some manual work, like building stuff. He made that light ship. He made a clock. He's not a carpenter exactly, but he builds stuff.
You mean a model house?
His character history is that he's an engineering guy. He basically
Right.
He's literally Jesus.
He tried to get killed by King Herod as his baby, or King Herod tried to kill him as a baby.
Yeah, your review pointed out that he was prophesizing about the upcoming Dominion War.
Yeah. The locusts are the swarm of bug ships coming through the wormhole, and they turn toward Cardassia and leave Bajor alone. For now.
I mean, is with Bashir, is the concern like if he didn't do the right thing in the eyes of others, he might be scrutinized and blow his cover? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, all he has to do is say, I can't do it. Sisko said no. I can't operate without Sisko's consent.
Yeah, I guess in hindsight, some of this stuff doesn't really.
Or
click,
they
I
just
guess.
hadn't decided that Bashir was what he is at this point.
Well, right.
Made that up later. Okay, Sisko, you're starting to sound a little crazy here.
Oh, he's starting to sound crazy here.
He's losing it. And before, he was saying some weird stuff, but it was coherent. Right now, he's just kind of spouting nonsense. Oh, there's some relics that Sisko stole from somewhere. Little figurine, his masks.
Didn't they talk about how Sisko has like actual African artifacts from Earth that are like heirlooms, or he like discovered them, or
I don't remember.
borrowed them from a museum or something?
Stole them
Well, they
from
do
the
belong in the
museum.
museum.
Yeah, stolen. So do you.
Seriously, basically every Starfleet officer has just cultural relics in their quarters. That should be in museums.
Just
I'm sticking with my theory that in a world where everything can be replicated, like old stuff is cool to have and valuable because it's not replicated. There's like an authenticity in it, like
I
a
think-
hipster kind of way.
No, I've been thinking about that. I think it's going to be true. Good, like, what do they call it? An emotional value, but yeah,
Sentimental value?
sentimental value. Yeah, it's going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the chief is in this episode. Forgot about you.
Hey, Colm, you got a couple hours to go
oh,
and shoot a
in this
scene.
episode too.
Oh, and this is the episode about the Klingon gods being dead.
Colm Meaney and Michael Dorn are hungover. How do we write around that? We'll give them just one scene in the afternoon.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
this is a good scene with Worf.
I mean, you say that, Kira, but the prophets aren't going to intervene if he's dying. They're just going to let him die. I don't know if I want the prophets protecting.
Prophets already know what's going to happen anyway.
I mean,
They
the
do.
prophets were pretty good at protecting him the one time.
What did they tried to protect him from a loving wife. And then that was kind of it.
There's the other time they gave all those Dominion ships the big suck.
Yeah. It's some good acting, Avery.
Yeah.
For there's scenes of intense
Okay.
action like this, I always think of Commodore Decker flying into the Doomsday Machine.
Oh yeah.
Sisko, you should probably go see the doctor again. You're kind of dying here.
Or constipated. Hard to tell.
Now, the thing I don't get about like an episode like this is how little regard the Federation has for the Prophets, and yet they're clearly an
Triangle ship.
understandable species.
Ooh,
Oh, 2 of them. That was 2. One was docked.
this is my first triangle ship, I think.
That was 2. I only saw the one, but I'll take your word for it that was 2, but I do
There's
want to
another one that, yeah,
You can roll back.
was docked.
All right.
Yeah,
Right.
one was flying, one
The
was
34
docked.
triangles. Sorry, I had to interrupt you for the triangles. It's very important.
Oh, God,
if
no,
you'd
that's
like to
fine.
continue your point.
I like a tone
Yeah.
we play when we see triangles.
But I think this is the first time, like at the very end of this episode, it's the first time where they don't just completely shit on the Prophets, like as an organization.
The wormhole
And it's very weird. It's like,
aliens.
okay, you mean non-temporal entities? Have you read Kirk's file? It's not the weirdest thing we've seen.
No. I mean, we met Space Lincoln. We met literally the Greek gods on another planet.
Mm-hmm.
I ran it back, and I can verify that there were indeed 2 triangle ships.
Okay.
Huzzah.
Whoa!
We're up to 34 triangles.
Good job, everyone.
This was all... We did it. We did it, team.
We did.
It was a group effort, but we managed to
Oh, wait.
visually identify the shape of ships.
That guy who was sort of in the foreground at the table, that looked a lot like Mark Alimo.
Oh, Mark.
Oh, no, that's not
No.
Mark.
It's not. It just looks like him. He almost looks like the... What, he looked like some... He looked like another Bajoran we've seen.
And we've seen a lot of Bajorans.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like
Yeah.
I've seen him before.
Okay. Yeah, so fake Bashir just has to say, like, nope, Sisko said he doesn't want anything when he was in his state of mind, so nope, we're good. Bye.
That shot of Jake there, he's just kind of staring awkwardly off into the distance. It's not a good shot.
Gooey Bashir still has the Hippocratic Oath.
Yep, Jake. Do you want to kill your father?
Kill him now.
If he dies, you inherit the station.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Jake Sisko gets the Defiant.
I could see that on like a Pimp My Ride, the Divine. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
It might be a little
Jake
difficult for
Sisko is
Bajor,
like-
because Jake is not the Sisko. He's just a Sisko.
That's how the prophets refer to him.
Oh, it's Sisko. Hmm.
Yes, Sisko does not
Not
understand our motivations.
Like, maybe if he had a goatee. Maybe if he shaved his head. Yeah, like the Voyager episode with the Ferengi who make that planet religion. Jake Sisko is the lesser sage. Nobody cares about the
They
lesser
have to
stage.
sanitize their hands when they're in sick bay.
No, don't worry about it.
Germs don't exist in the future.
Obviously, one of the biggest running threads in this series is Kira's relationship with her religion and her faith, and I like that. Even in essentially a Ben Sisko episode, we get quite a bit of Kira kind of digging into those.
Yeah. Bajor will not join the Federation. Sisko ruined the chances of Bajor joining. Excellent. Oh, is it not personally convenient to you? That's not...
Everyone is my enemy.
Yeah, if you're at the point where you're saying, I know who my enemies are, you probably have made too many enemies. That doesn't sound right. Like, I don't think I have enemies at all, actually.
Hmm.
Well, then
I
you
have
haven't
people I
lived.
don't like. Does anybody here have a nemesis?
Yes.
Hmm.
There was someone I really hated in college. I was really, really pleased when it came back to me that he hated me. I was like, that is a person I'm happy to hate, to be hated by.
Yeah, if you end up really hating someone and then it turns out they just don't care about you whatsoever.
Right, exactly. That's worse.
I sometimes have dreams where I'm in a really where I encounter someone who I just hate, and then we're just in this really awkward scenario that neither of us can escape from. I'm on a subway car, and the only other person on it is Donald Trump.
Okay. Donald Trump is your personal nemesis?
Yeah, Donald Trump's my personal nemesis, and Chris
weird.
Lindahl.
Computer. Set
Yes,
timer
Nathan?
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Starting now.
Thank you, computer.
I'm doing my happy light.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
That's the thing I was showing you that I was showing you a couple months ago. I call it a happy light.
The
My
happy what?
light.
Happy light?
Happy light. Happy light.
Oh, happy
yeah.
light.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay, right on, man.
that's what we call it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell you guys. I don't know if you got the whole thing, but I was trying to tell you guys, that's fear there. I call that a happy light, but it's essentially what it is. It's a light where you got fake sunlight coming
Right.
into you. That's it. That's the best I can explain it.
Oh, I should
Yeah,
look
those
into
are
that
good.
myself. Yeah.
Or you don't look at it. Yeah, you don't look at it. It's not.
But
it's
it's
not
just,
meant so you can look at it. It's not meant so
Right,
you can
right.
look at it.
Right.
Mr. X says that
But it helps you get
Um,
vitamin D. Because that's what you need.
Hefter X in the chat
Yeah.
says that they have a younger clone of themselves that was raised by the Romulans and is their nemesis.
Oh. And he looks like Tom Hardy.
Okay.
But yeah, you're supposed
recently-
to get vitamin D every day. So I do it every day just to get it.
That's a good idea. I don't get outside
Yeah.
much since I work.
You're
from
getting
home,
more
so
sunlight than I
should probably
do.
get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. I went for a walk yesterday. I try to do that once a week, but that's tough sometimes.
Not sunburn, sunlight. Sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Sunburn,
pretty good
sunlight.
episode.
Yeah, Rapture was
that
good. Sorry,
episode was
the
over.
Rapture.
Yeah, Rapture, not the Rapture. Let's be clear. I
It's-
should
oh.
tweet to Amazon or something.
I read an article about a month ago about Tom Hardy and how his experience with Nemesis and how much the Star Trek fans were pissed at that movie almost made him quit acting.
I thought when you were searching for Rapture, Ryan. I thought it would be Rapture. I thought if you were searching for Rapture, it would be Rapture. You know.
Yeah, that seems like a common disambiguation for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 minute countdown to the next episode, The Darkness and the Light, where we get to meet Kiriyoshi.
I think
We do
I might
not
take.
meet a grown-up Kiriyoshi. We do meet a grown-up Molly, though.
I think I'm gonna stop at this one, not because it's a bad episode or anything, but just because I got other stuff to do.
Okay.
So it's been good. I'll probably see you all next week.
Yep. We're also doing a
Apple.
stream tomorrow, 3 hours
Oh,
later
yeah,
than usual, for First Contact Day.
Oh yeah, I might do that one too. It's going to be tricky though, because I originally saw First Contact on a DVD that's been lost to time, and I'm going to have to find it on something. All
I
right.
should probably work out for myself how to watch that. Anyway, yes.
Bye.
It won't be able to join.
Later.
All right. See you next week.
All right, everybody get ready to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I don't think we're going to see no, I think we might see a triangle this episode.
So,
Oh, yeah.
No, we can't. There's no way. I don't think we're going to see a triangle this episode because although we are going to get a few Bajorans visiting the station, they do so discreetly. So they won't be showing up on a triangle. Might see some other
even-
random-
Darkness Creek.
So do you suppose the prophets are aware of any of this? Do the prophets care literally at all about any of these ceremonies?
Hard to say, because like the prophets are unlike any other religion that we've ever experienced in the sense that they actually deliver these devices that let them talk to their people.
Like you can
So,
literally
like-
go and see them if you want to.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but like the orbs have appeared for 10,000 years or
Computer off.
something like that.
Right.
So
Computer
like they
off.
have had access to their religion and their gods in a way that most other religions don't. So some of these ceremonies might be derived from tradition. Some of them might be made up by the Bajorans. Some of them might actually come directly from the prophets. Who knows?
I feel Carrie here. Yeah, I've been taking the medicine. Mostly. It's like when your dentist asks if you've been flossing regularly. Yeah. Of course I have. Every day. Twice a day.
I'm flossing right now.
Some people don't like to do nowadays.
You should floss, though. Flossing's important.
Very important. I've had some
I
gum
do.
issues.
But I just do it once a day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least once a day is fine.
Yeah, I mean that's how I do it.
I mean, if you ate ribs or something, like, yeah, floss right away.
Or chew gum. Which I do too.
So the prophets absolutely
Yeah.
did not protect that man who was worshipping them when he got shot from a prayer object. That has got to be a bad omen for the rest of those people. Okay, what artifacts does Kira have? She's not Starfleet. She has that weird spiky thing. What is that? Oh no, she's living with the O'Brien, so this is Starfleet quarters. What is that thing?
Yeah.
You mean the round thing?
Yeah, the giant circle on her wall.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's like,
Bajoran
it's got to be some
mandala.
kind of,
Bajoran
yeah, it's got to be a
Paramount.
Bajoran thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's
I was
like
gonna say, maybe Bjorn.
if you were to have a crucifix in your house, if you were Catholic, for example.
That's one.
She had 2 round candles on her on the piece of furniture there too. Presumably, they don't have Scottish ghosts in them, but I don't know for sure.
She
Never
did
be
light
too
those
sure about
candles.
those Scottish ghosts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got a candle. Where is my candle? Oh, it's over there on the other side of the room. But I could go light a candle.
No, you never kind of let the ghost out.
It's even
wanna show
vanilla
us?
scented.
You want to show us?
I mean, I
Are you able
could.
to like show us?
I don't have a camera to show you, but I can like bring up the product page.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right.
No, not that kind of vanilla. Why are there so many different kinds of vanilla? Probably don't open up my own personal Amazon page. There we go. This is the candle I have. It's not quite as yellow in real life. It's more of a light beige, but, you know, try to make it look good. So I just have, I think they increased the price on it. Yeah, it's a pretty good candle. I like it. It smells like vanilla.
All right.
I would hope
I
so.
don't see it. All right. I don't see it. Do you have it up on the YouTube chat or Discord?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube stream.
Yeah, YouTube stream.
Let's see.
It looks
30
nice.
ounce jar of our specially blended soy
Oh,
and
now I
paraffin
see it.
wax.
Okay, I just had to.
Lead-free wick, patented straightener.
Nice.
100 hour
Okay.
Oh, I have a candle from those guys. It's the banana nut one. It's called Smell My Nuts.
I can't tell if you're joking.
I'm not.
Okay.
That feels real. Yeah.
I use essential oils.
What does it smell like?
Banana nut bread.
Okay. The darkness and the light. Randy Oglesby. Oh, that's yeah, we talked about
Degra.
this before. That's Degra. Is Degra playing the Cardassian?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I was very disconcerted. Very disconcerted indeed. I mean, mine just says French vanilla. It doesn't have any kind of, like, pun on it.
I dropped a link to it in the Discord.
Okay. I like that it's an Amazon Smile link. That's very important.
Oh, yeah.
Banana nut bread, toasted coconut, and hazelnut make this candle a truly outstanding combination of scents. I mean, it seems like it'd smell okay. Yeah, I could go for that. I just the name. Why is it called? Why?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Why it smells good.
Because it's hilarious.
Okay.
Hilarious.
We also have one called Nice Melons, which is watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew.
Oh, for Christ.
You're tweeting
Nice.
at Amazon. I don't think they care that much.
They tweeted back.
They what?
They tweeted back, but it was clearly like a form letter kind of thing. They're like, "Oh,
Okay.
you know, we appreciate these concerns. We're looking into this matter. Blah 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 blah." I don't know. Maybe it'll get fixed. That's the thing. Like a lot of times, either these things go unnoticed, or people just don't care enough to say anything.
Okay. Anyway, there's a Star Trek episode happening. She's a major in the Begotten militia. She should
I
be down
think
there
I
trying
made
to-
an important point by saying Netflix had it correct. So maybe their competitive spirit will make them fix it. I don't know.
Nice.
Okay, why does Odo sound like someone else has been murdered?
No, nobody's dead yet, but
I'm pretty sure someone's definitely dead, even though Odo doesn't know it.
no, not yet.
You think Aldo murdered somebody?
Well, yes, but
No.
not in this episode.
And he's a fraud
Can
who
be
led
somebody.
to the death of many people, but pretends like everything's fine. Ugh.
Yeah, it's gonna be some.
yeah, I remember her now. Oh, yeah, her death is her. Oh, sorry, not her death. She's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Stop asking questions.
Spoiler.
She is not going to have a very horrific, painful death in like 5 minutes. She's fine.
This is a dark episode.
And it's called The Darkness and the Light. Of course it is.
Yeah, I guess, but oh god.
It's called The Darkness and the Light.
Especially the ending with Kira like begging for her life and the child's life is just why would you subject us to this? Sorry, not that Kira's going to get in trouble. She's fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to think back when I was like 13 and saw this for the first time, and it's like you're a 12, 13-year-old kid learning about the horrific aftermath of war and rebellion. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah. Your microphone seems to be like going off a bit. Like it's getting
I
cracked.
can hear him okay.
Okay, yeah.
We just like unplug it and plug it back in or something. I don't know. I still don't know why Worf doesn't get a last name. Jadzia, Dax, and Worf.
Worf, son of Moog.
Oh.
Worf Rozhenko.
Son of Moog.
You
A
definitely
Klingon
smoke.
does not smoke.
No, apparently not.
Klingons still only have last
Terry. No, wait, no, not Terry. Jadzia. Jadzia got. Wait, great. Now I'm blanking on the word. What's it called when someone? Oh, hustling. Jadzia got hustled.
It's Terry behind the scenes.
You're gonna take a loan from Quark?
That's a terrible idea.
Why does Worf know all the rules?
He's a Starfleet officer. He knows many things.
Even Jadzia's surprised.
He's a Klingon and a warrior.
Worf, who says that?
There you go. A Klingon knows many things.
Okay.
He's a Klingon. Klingons who know many things.
No, for once you didn't cite being a Klingon.
Oh, are you guys ready for a horrific, painful death?
Not particularly, but
Look,
here we
she's
go.
even suffering in transporter buffer.
Oh god, there's even smoke. I forgot about the smoke.
Jesus. And most of her is just gone.
Wow.
Yeah, DS9 doesn't pull any punches.
Are you saying there was like violence and gore in my Star Trek? They would never do
And
that.
I think she died cursing loudly.
Probably. Yeah, people are totally in the right to be scared of transporters. These things just murder people. Don't trust that at all. Oh, good. It saved her earring, at least. That's nice. And she'll keep that for herself.
Well, she's not going to use it anymore.
Yeah. Sell it on Bajoran eBay. Things are worth more when the person's dead. Nope. That's a murder. Ramat detonator. Oh, and that's the, you can see out the window the bit where the runabout drops down into in the station. It's programmed to scan, but it just missed it.
Just missed it.
Lovely. I mean, I was going to question why they don't scan for these things if they know they exist, but apparently they do, and it just doesn't work.
When you scan them, but it just doesn't show up as sensors. Where it's supposed to show up at.
Cleaning floors in a Cardassian records office. Maybe she worked with... Oh, what was the name of the dude? The records keeper. He was really good at his job.
No, he was at a different camp.
Okay. Well,
Maritza.
right, he was at Galatep. What's his name, though?
Eamon Maritza.
Eamon Maritza. He was a magnificent filing clerk. That skeleton is horrifying. Why is this here?
Okay, guys, I remiked. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yes, you sound great.
Yeah, I can hear you much better now. You sound good.
I just switched mics. I was on my Bluetooth, which I've been having issues with, so I just switched to manual. But yeah, the gist of what I was...
sounds a lot better.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier is just the kind of horrific aftermath war stuff is pretty heavy if you're like a teenage kid watching this.
We get the bit where one person's leg is blown off, and then we have a whole plot arc about their PTSD. However, that horrifying, well, not horrifying, but that somewhat tragic PTSD episode also has a really good comedy line with Rom screaming, "My son is insane. He's a one-legged crazy man."
Jeez.
Yeah, but son.
It's probably my favorite way to refer to Nog. Nog is a one-legged crazy man, it's true.
Well, he's not one-legged yet. He's still got him
Not
both.
yet. Yes.
Right, if I may, do you have any kids? Do you have any kids?
Do I have kids?
Yeah. You have a
Oh
son?
god, no.
Ryan's like, how old are you, Ryan? Like 20?
I'm 25.
Okay, yeah, like
I could have.
I mean, you
Okay,
could,
about
yeah.
that.
25 is right.
Yeah. I'm about right. Actually,
Used to be the average age, actually.
I am
Sorry.
like Ryan's age. I'll tell you that. I am actually Ryan's age.
Okay. Yeah, I could have a kid, but I mean,
Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I could, but they're not to deal with.
I got the impression early on that this group kind of skews a little younger because, and especially it was reinforced last week when no one knew who Christian Slater was.
I mean, I know who Christian Slater was.
Ouch.
I am not young.
Yeah, like a couple people did, but by and large, no one did, which blew my mind.
I turned 31.
I don't even remember who he was, but I know who he was. Like, he's got a name that's in my mind somewhere.
I turned 39 in less than a month.
Okay.
Okay, so you're my age. I'm 39, yeah, roughly.
Okay. So I'm not the oldest. That's good. Not by a lot.
Say again, Deutschland, you're very quiet.
36.
Oh, sorry. I said it's fun being old, isn't it?
No, not at all.
It's not as bad as people say it is. Like, my 20s sucked. My 30s have been much better.
It's nice to have money, I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
The having money part is nice.
I think being in is as much. It's fun. It's better than being too old.
Yeah, we got these people here well past the age of 30. Gross.
We can't do anything really much anymore.
But I like the perspectives because, like, I vividly remember watching some of these episodes, when I was 12, 13 years old for the first time when they first appeared on TV. And then, in being in dialogue with people who, watched them when this wasn't prime on the air kind of television,
Also, I really hope they probably addressed this, but we were talking about other stuff. I really hope that Keiko and the Chief are living in different quarters right now, while someone is trying to murder Kira. I don't think they are, actually, because I'm now remembering the scene that's going to happen in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This it seems bad. No, you should definitely put them somewhere else. At least Keiko and Molly. Like, Chief O'Brien's in Starfleet, that's fine. He can be part of protection. But come on, move the rest of the family out.
Yeah, I think I was a freshman in high school when this episode aired.
I've seen Voyager. I think I first started seeing Voyager. I think when I was 8.
Okay, so yeah, so you were young, but you still saw it in first run.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about where I am with respect to Next Generation.
Yeah, I've seen that too around that time.
Younger.
Yeah, I think for a large group of Trek fans, they started with when TNG was in its first run.
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of became such a big deal.
Yeah.
And then from there, you could go back and watch the movies.
It goes literally in generations. I mean, my parents grew up on the original series.
Right.
Well, I guess no. My mother was in college or something. But yeah.
I'm dating myself here, but I would go with my brother, and we would go to our library, and they had several VHS tapes of the original series. So once we started getting into next generation, we wanted to go back and kind of revisit the old series.
Yeah, that's right. Libraries were the way to do that.
I used to have VHS tapes of the next generation.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that was big on home video at the time. I remember.
Yeah.
They had these special cases too for some of them. It was cool.
That's right. That wasn't
on my living
until
room.
DVDs that really became a big thing.
So
this actress
these
is,
people were able to beam in with very little effort makes me very concerned about Starfleet security.
Right.
They made a whole new system for this, and it did nothing.
This actress is Diane Salinger. You may not know the name, but if you've seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, she plays Simone.
Oh no, I know who she is.
Do I have to be?
I'm pretty sure I saw that in the theater.
Sorry, what?
Thinking of dating ourselves.
How old do I have to be to have seen that on TV?
On TV? Oh gosh.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was a feature film from 1985, but I obviously saw it, in home video years later, probably in the 90s.
That makes it. I can't have been that young. Was it a second run or something?
Yeah. They would do that like 5-6 years after a movie was released. Sometimes they'd run it again in the theaters just to make it a little more.
Okay.
Re-releases.
I saw it.
I might have
Definitely saw it. As a rental.
I remember going to some movies and I was in like daycare in the summer, and they were bad at checking the appropriate ages for those movies. So they ended up sort of herding us out in the middle of, I think, Kindergarten Cop, for instance. Yeah.
There was a clown at the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
There's a lot of scary stuff in that movie, but it's still a very good movie.
Oh yeah, was it Large Marge?
Oh God,
Marge,
yeah,
the truck driver.
The trucker. Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Is it
That's a good
drugs?
movie.
It is drugs.
Yeah, macro herbs, technically. I think those are just bay leaves.
Okay. I mean, I still don't really understand the point of bay leaves. You put them in your cooking to like get the flavor, and then you take them out again. That just seems like more effort.
Yeah,
how you make tea, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think you can actually eat bay leaves, not because they're poisonous or anything, but I think like the actual plant structure is like it can lacerate your insides.
Oh, good.
So that's why you take them out. You get the flavor out of them and then throw them out.
Okay, Keiko is visiting her parents with Molly. Thank you. Okay, this actually works out perfectly. O'Brien's here because he's Starfleet. Molly and Keiko go somewhere else. This is fine. It all worked out. Miles, that's his name. That's right. Oh, good. That's murder number 3.
That's 3.
That's 3. A micro-explosive planted just behind his right ear. Why couldn't you just shoot him? Why do you have to be so dramatic about it?
This shit is gruesome.
Hey, gotta have some flair to it.
I guess. What's wrong with just using a gun?
That's from a less sophisticated time.
Oh, sorry, why didn't he just use a lightsaber
Thank you.
and stab him? Oh, it's Nog. From the
Oh,
background.
hi, no.
I forgot he's back
Huh?
on the station, because he went and moved in with Jake. Of course it doesn't sound natural, Nog. This is
No,
like that
no.
in Halo 1, in the level,
That's
well,
unnatural.
the level called Halo. You're driving into this massive, like, steel tunnel, and your AI companion says, "This tunnel's not a natural formation." You don't say, it's literally made of steel with lights on it. Let me get a picture of that. This tunnel is not a natural formation.
Secret.
Oh, sorry, this cave is not a natural formation, is what she says.
You know,
So on the stream here, this is what that cave looks like, just for reference. And, you know, it's very important to know, this is not a natural formation.
Okay. Isn't that also on the Halo itself, like the ring world that's very clearly
Yeah.
artificially constructed?
Yes, the entire planet is artificial. Well, not planet, the entire ring is artificial. I'm not making fun of her, but it was actually a perfectly valid point, because what the whole thing was, because it's not natural, it has to lead somewhere, which, I mean, fair enough, I guess. Oh, who's dying? Oh, we just got a bomb in
I didn't
Kira's
get it.
quarters, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
A bomb.
Wow, Dex has a lot of dialogue here in a very short period of time.
Kira, you can't just do that. You can't just punch people. Oh, that guy
No,
walked next to a matte painting, there in the background.
It's like that mock episode
I'm
of
trying
the
to stop
slap,
it anyway.
where the person just walks around and just slaps everyone.
Okay, kinda. I really hope that door just would refuse to open if someone tried to open it. Hopefully the door knows there's not an atmosphere there. Oh, this shot's going to be mirrored in a few minutes.
Hmm.
In a very different context. A placental laceration. Wait, from what? Wait, how
beating
is she
people up.
injured?
The exertion, I guess.
Is that a thing? Can you tear your placenta from punching people? That doesn't sound right. I
I
don't
think
know
if you
enough
s-
about
if
pregnancy
you-
to dispute it.
I guess if you
No.
strain yourself, maybe like, you know, like in the same way you would get a hernia or something like that, maybe. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, Keiko's bonsai trees are dead. Oh, that's tragic. I mean, Fala and the... Was that their names? Fala?
Paul is the one who died in the transporter.
Okay, the dude with the one arm and the chick who's in the other show. Yeah, they're dead too, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they're gone.
They're gone. They were back in season 2, I think.
Yeah, they were quite a while ago.
Back when we first met Shakar. They're done now. Lupaza. That's her name. What's a Sinoraptor?
Probably a Bajoran bird of prey.
Not like a little Velociraptor on Bajor?
I mean, we could hope that that's what it is, but I doubt it.
We're not that lucky.
That's also a concerning sentence. You're big enough to carry a gun. It's like, if that's a question, I mean, I guess extraordinary circumstances, because, like, she was in the middle of a Holocaust, but not great when that becomes necessary.
No.
For Kira to become basically a child soldier. Oh, good. Kira reminiscing about her first kill when she was a child.
She's telling the truth. She's telling the story.
Yeah, she's telling a story, but it's kind of a horrifying story. About how she was so happy to have killed someone.
It is disturbing.
Strange. And disturbing.
Is this supposed to be wholesome?
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, or at least sort of in a twisted way. But you're right. I'm not sure this is being directed to be seen twisted.
A Talavian freighter. Okay, but what shape was that Talavian freighter?
We need answers.
What?
Answers.
Why would you not show us the Talavian freighter? This is very important.
Shoddy world building right here.
Possible suspects. That's a big list. Wow, Kira has a lot of enemies. I mean, I guess that makes sense if she's been gleefully murdering Cardassians since she was a child.
Yeah.
Yes, this is all very dramatic, but move it along, show. We get the idea.
Run along home, show. Run along home.
Along home. You could even say it should move along home.
That too.
And Kira's leaving. Fantastic. This is probably going to be an excellent series of decision makings from Kira. Nothing wrong here.
She's a badass in this scene, to be honest.
I mean, I guess, but she's risking someone else's child.
Oh no, it's dumb. But what she does is badass. She beams into Odo's office, gets the information, and beams out before he gets back.
Okay.
You think people would do that more often?
We really need to make better use of the site-to-site transport. That thing's so useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time there's an intruder on the station, they have to go all the way across to get them. Just transport.
Kind of think of it. I mean, there's a lot of technology they're going to have to conveniently forget about in third season of Discovery, so I'm sure it must be even worse there. That sort of thing.
Conveniently forgetting technology is standard Star Trek operating procedure.
Anything.
And Odo, we know, obsesses about his furniture. So the fact the chair was facing the wrong way is like, nope, he knows what's up. Immediately.
Well, so he's also like super observant in a weird way because he has Dax reset his quarters after she messes it up by moving things like centimeters. So like he would totally know that his chair was not in the same position it was when he left.
It makes him
Another
good at his
millimeter
job.
to the left. Okay, but what shuttle did you take? What runabout did you take? Sorry, not a shuttle.
Well, it can't be the Rio Grande. We know that one's still on fire, actually.
Hey, the Rio Grande is indestructible.
I like how Sisko is just pissed at the technobabble there. It's great.
He cut him off. Yeah, it was great.
I like the different transporter effects depending on if we're using a runabout, which we just got the blue effect because that's a Starfleet ship. If we're transporting from the station, we get that sort of orangish effect because it's a Cardassian transporter.
Yep.
Oh.
It's little details.
They're pretty good with continuity on DS9.
Sometimes.
I mean,
Without changing Bashir.
Well, I
They
mean,
make the effort, which is
he's
sometimes enough.
yeah. Changing Bashir is a
Trying
difficult
to
one.
determine I think from here on out, maybe it's kind of a horror movie.
Yeah. Oh, and that was quick. Easy.
Yeah, this ends up feeling very like Nightmare on Elm Street or something.
I mean, at least someone had the good presence of mind to actually just use a gun instead of making some elaborate trap. So yeah, that's Degra, the man with the gun. He's pretty cool. I mean, not the character, but, you know, the actor. It's not cool to, like, tie someone down and...
Is that like relationship rule 29 or?
I don't
Where are we
think that's a
going with it?
relationship rule because these people aren't dating, but
Okay, just check them.
just general life
So many
tip,
rules.
don't kidnap people and cut them open. So yeah, I watched this episode. The first time I watched it, of course, I watched this before I watched Enterprise. And now having watched Enterprise, all I can hear is Degra. He's just Degra to me now. Okay, it was pretty horrifying before, and now it's just gonna get worse and worse. For the next, like, 7-8 minutes, it's just gonna go downhill from here. I mean, I'm kind of impressed if Sillerin is making all this up on the spot. That's pretty good. It's crazy, but it's pretty poetic, at least. It sounds fancy.
So now they're saying she did.
Are you okay there, Sillerin? Seems like you're having a bit of a mental break.
He's not okay.
He's not okay. How many people did he murder in Enterprise? I know it was millions, but was it tens of millions or single-digit millions?
I forget what the actual
It was a
attack
lot.
capped out as.
Wiped out Florida.
Wow.
Rude.
But I mean, it's just Florida. Nobody actually cares about that state.
Hey.
All it has is Disney World. Oh yeah, you come from Florida, don't you?
Yeah.
I forgot
Everyone
about
shits.
that.
Everyone shits on Disney World until they're ready to go, or on Florida until they're ready to go to freaking Disney.
Well, I mean, can I do it then since I don't want to go to Disney World at all?
What is it with Florida getting nuked? It happens on
Nobody
Lex
likes
too.
Florida.
That's America's
It's an easy
way.
target.
It's the home of America's worst superhero, Florida Man.
Florida man. Oh, that's
Hey, that's not completely our fault.
So the initial Xindi probe attack on Earth killed 7 million people.
7 million people. Okay, so only single-digit millions. That's fine. That's not too many.
And
That's
it did
okay.
They're just Floridians.
it did cut Florida, but it also went through Cuba down to Venezuela.
Okay. It also destroyed completely inconsistent parts of Florida. Like, Tripp's hometown, which was in the Panhandle bit, was destroyed, even though the beam that we saw didn't go through that. But it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, his hometown was in the Panhandle? I didn't know that.
I mean, that's pretty messed up, Kira. You murdered a man's entire family. Kira, you were getting on Odo's case about killing like 3 innocent people. How many innocent people have you killed? It was a lot.
There's a lot.
I mean, this Cardassian has a point.
He really does.
She just considered every single Cardassian on the planet to just be pure evil, deserving of death. I mean, I forgot his name already. It's Cyril, Degra here.
I don't remember.
Degra still murdered a bunch of people, which is still not cool, but I mean, he did murder a lot fewer people than Kira did.
Siloran?
Some good makeup he's got there, though.
Yeah, it's like horror movie makeup. It was good.
Siloran, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Degra, this part, I mean, the kidnapping in general and the murder wasn't justified, but this is extra messed up. Degra, you can't just cut a child out of someone. Three more weeks. Actually, just one more week, because I'm pretty sure Kiriyoshi's going to be born in the next episode. Oh, well, that's comforting at least. The crazy Cardassian man, who rants all the time, is going to raise Kiriyoshi. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Like, do you at least have formula for the kid? Do you have a crib? Do you have a nursery set up? What's the deal? Have you arranged for childcare if you're busy, if you have to go to work?
Sedative?
Put the candle back.
He'll say he looks like the Toxic Avenger or something.
Wow, that was instant. No time to go through her bloodstream at all. Just straight into the neck and she's gone.
Got it. We got the runtime of the episode coming up. You know, you got to work through these things plot wise.
We probably could have cut out some of the dramatic staring into the middle distance earlier, if we needed time here.
The director had a vision. I don't even know who the director was.
Let's find out. DS9, The Darkness and the Light. Memory Alpha. Directed by Michael Vehar. Don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a TV director. He's done a bunch of different shows.
Oh, he did some really good episodes of DS9. Some of my favorites, actually. He did this, Empok Nor with Crazy Garrick, Roxanne Scholes, Valiant, Bada Bing Bada Bang, and Tackling Into
nice.
the Wind.
Those are good.
And The Changing Faces of Evil. He also did, he did some really good episodes in Enterprise as well. Some in Voyager. And it was written by Ronald Moore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Teleplay by Ronald Moore, story by Brian Fuller.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, yeah, Kira's fine. Don't worry about it. She's cool.
She just keeps. She takes on so much through the series.
Are you not going with them, Kira? Okay, you are. Good. I assume they killed Sillerin. He looks dead. Okay. That's The Darkness and the Light, which is vaguely horrifying. Real horror episode. And is this next episode? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this episode, The Begotten, is when Kira finally gives birth.
Yeah.
This is the double birth episode,
It would
yes.
be in keeping with the name.
In keeping with the name?
Well, Begotten. Obviously, this not in reference to this particular baby, but it is thematic.
Okay, 1 minute countdown to the third and final episode for today. And if anyone else wants to join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. There's no security on it. So,
In grand tradition of Starfleet.
Yeah, exactly. We don't believe in verifying anyone or anything. We just let it happen. And then sort out the consequences, if any come up.
I've always heard the logic behind that is like, well, Federation citizens know better, so they wouldn't do anything bad anyway.
Apart from all the times that they do.
Well,
And then it's not just Federation citizens that are on board these ships.
Yeah. Yeah, they should probably have some security. Alright, everybody get ready to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Wait, is Begotten supposed to be spelled with O-N at the end?
No, it's definitely EN.
Because, I mean, Amazon says Begotton.
Oh, wow. That is painful.
let me check. Let me pull the exact
We need
spelling.
another
That is just not a correctly spelled word.
Yeah, BE, according to IMDb, it's TTEN.
Great.
Wow.
It's The Rapture and Begotten. Good. Bad posture. That's you have a curved spine, Odo. It's supposed to be a little curved.
That's a good point.
You need to improve your slouch, Odo.
Everyone
Like the
loves
prune
the
juice.
prune juice.
Is prune juice for diarrhea or constipation? But apparently Odo had one of those too.
It's for constipation.
Great. Odo wasn't getting enough fiber in his diet. He's not aware of daily nutritional requirements, so he just sort of eats whatever, and then it comes back to bite him. A Euridian. I still hate the fact that that pillow behind Odo is triangular. Why are all the pillows triangles?
It occurs to me that Go Ahead Suffer would be a pretty good reaction gif.
Okay. Is it? That just looks like a box.
It's a blue raspberry changeling.
It's cool, Baja Blast changeling.
No, man, I mean, it's ill, you know?
That feels illegal. Because if it's actually changing, that's a living, intelligent being. You can't sell people. It doesn't know how. You found one of the 500, 100, N100.
500 sounds right.
You found one of the changelings that the Founders just let drift throughout the entire galaxy. Which doesn't sound like a very good childcare method.
Yeah.
Just say your kid's crib rolling down the road. Whoever finds it first, that's the parent now. Easy.
Especially with how highly they place themselves in the universe pecking order.
They're trusting their babies with the solids.
Ugh.
That's a good point.
Maybe to let them develop a hatred all on their own of the solids. So they're gonna get discriminated against, and people are gonna test on them because they don't realize that they're actual people. They get to hate solids all on their own.
It's that personal flavor of discrimination.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fine to hate people on sort of a societal level, but you really need to develop a deep personal hatred. It's very important.
I don't like this.
What do you mean?
This line of conversation.
What do you have against deep personal hatreds?
Apparently everything.
What about your nemesis? Don't you have a deep personal hatred of your nemesis? Everyone has.
I don't have a nemesis. I've never.
Everyone has a nemesis.
No. I'm a nice person. I don't care. I don't care enough to have a nemesis.
Oh, I'll be your nemesis.
But I like your channel.
God, you're just the worst.
Ryan.
I give you 99 cents a month.
Wow. Well, technically, you give me 70 cents a month.
Okay, yeah.
He was this small. Yeah, that's how babies work, Sisko. You would be aware of this.
I mean, babies
had one
aren't
before.
Human babies aren't that small.
They're real small.
Yeah, but
They're not maybe as small as they could fit in that little cylinder, but they're pretty small. Anecdotal evidence. You have no idea if this thing's dangerous or not. That seems like a terrible way to scout. But they could just shapeshift and enter that society and look around for themselves.
yeah, that's a good point.
Plus, the Federation is just fine with the weak and vulnerable, and you see what's happening right now. So they don't really care.
I mean, I don't see how anyone else would teach this thing how to shapeshift.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Dr. Mora. What do you mean, why, Odo? He's literally the only other person in the world who's taught anyone to shapeshift. James Sloyan, who plays Dr. Mora, of course, also played the Defector on TNG. Admiral Gerok was his name, I believe. I assume that changelings multiply by mitosis. They just split off little bits of themselves and it becomes a new entity. If Odo splits himself in half into two piles of goo, is he aware of both piles, or is it one pile him and one pile's new?
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, I'm not stoned enough to answer that.
If Odo, like, has one of his fingers be a faucet and he just drips goo onto the floor, at what point does the new pile become Odo?
Oh, now you're talking Ship of Theseus, and that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Always thorny.
I had to rewatch WandaVision to figure that out.
Because, I mean,
man.
there's that bit where Bashir gets a little vial of Odo, and he keeps it in his infirmary.
Has anyone ever seen The Thing?
I've
Yes.
seen many things.
Okay, the 1980, what is it, 1981 John Carpenter movie about the self-replicating alien that can mimic anything.
Yep.
It's interesting, but it's kind of like, if you split it off, like at what point is it not one thing? Is it, because it just basically takes over everything. It becomes everything at a certain point, and it's
Wow.
because it's still
nice.
one thing, even if it's two people.
I like a well-explored premise.
Yeah, it's a really great movie. It's slow. It's a slow burn, but if you're patient with it, it's a really great movie to check out sometime. It all takes place in this Arctic environment.
I mean, if Odo was actually a changeling still, he could just link with this thing and it instant knowledge. He has to go through it the hard way. Rene Aubergine is doing a lot of acting to this literal cup full of jello. He's trying real hard here. What is happening? Oh.
I love how Miles is just clearly over this shit.
Is all this really necessary? Maybe we should go with Silurin's idea of just a C-section.
I just always hate this trope that they're about to dive straight into. When it comes to childbirth, men are morons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's about what they're about to go with on this.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it feels very like wacky sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not really that much is going to happen this episode, so we've got to fill the time. This episode is just going to be people talking to Kira and people talking to a cup of jello.
I mean, it gives them something to do, I guess, but it's not great.
No. Also, is this relaxing for Kira? Having three people stare at her in bed while they play instruments around her?
That wouldn't be
relax.
comfortable with me. That
Doesn't
wouldn't
look
be
relaxing.
comfortable for me.
Oh, it's the Scottish Space Ghost. Good to see you again, Ronan. Oh wait, we have Ronan in the chat. That's confusing. Good to see you, Scottish Space Ghost. Don't you clang it at Shakar. It's not very nice of you. Did he actually put it? He actually put it in a cup. It's a mug of changeling. I guess it works. At least he used a transparent mug so that the changeling could see around. Or sense around, or whatever it does. Yes, thank you, Worf. I was wondering when someone was going to come up and ask what he's doing.
Why are you talking to your beverage, Olo? Sounds like it's going to talk back at you. Or
Does
it might
Worf just think he's nuts?
Worf looks at his cup.
Is my cup a changeling?
It's gotta be. It might talk back at you anyway, but I don't think it is. Chances
I hope
are it's not going to.
This has got to feel really weird for Renee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come up doing Shakespeare and you end up on TV talking to Goon.
I often think about that when I see some scenes like this, but honestly, some of the shit that actors do for roles, like, this is not even close to some of the oddest shit that I've seen an actor do.
Yeah.
Oh, I had that. There's a lot of that in what's the movie? Oh, Swiss Army Man. It was had a whole bunch of really strange acting jobs for, acting with an apparent corpse for the entire movie.
Well, yeah, and now you have to act opposite, guys in motion capture and green screen.
Also, Odo can't link with it because he's a solid. He can't link with anyone.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Dr. Mora, who Odo based his face and hair on.
Oh. Okay.
Never quite got the nose, but you know. And I don't think I would really consider Dr. Mora abusive. I mean, that's going to be the whole thing of the episode. Was Dr. Mora abusive or not? But when he was doing the most painful stuff, he didn't know Odo was even alive. He thought it was just a cup of goo. It's hard to blame him for that. I mean, Dr. Mora, he did what he had to. Wait, he told Starfleet he won't be back? Does he work for Starfleet? Who does Dr. Mora work for? Yes, alone. That's fair. Dr. Mora didn't have any experience and he made it work. Odo can make it work too. $17 Celsius. What's that in Fahrenheit? Is that 60, 70 something?
A little less than that.
62.6 degrees.
C2.
Oh, okay.
62 points. Okay.
Obviously, this is a parallel for being a parent.
Yep.
Anyone who's a parent can tell you there's no set plan. Everyone's just making it up as they go along.
I mean, Dr. Mora's thing was kind of weird. It's like, you can't be a parent to this child, Odo. You've never had a child before. It's like that. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
You have to have a first child.
Figure it out.
It horrified me when I realized I turned the age that my father was when I was born. Because, they were this age? I don't know, shit.
Yeah, how woefully unprepared you would be if you were in that situation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just weird to think back to my parents who were, of course, all-knowing and all,
Do you feel prepared to have a child, Michael, if you were wanting to?
Oh,
do you know enough about the world?
I kind of despise the idea of having a child, so if I was to have one forced on me, I don't know what I would do, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 39. I'm the same way. I like my niece and nephews. That's fine, but yeah, I have no desire to take care of a kid or deal with that at this point.
Yeah, so, yeah, me too. So,
Right on.
same thing. Yeah, same with me.
But you're in your early 20s, so you may feel different in 10, 15 years, you know?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but no, I like kids, but I don't know about taking care of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Come on, Kara. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
need the traditional Bajoran way. It's not even a Bajoran kid. Just cut it out. Literally, cut it out. It'll be fine. No, Kira can have it however she wants, but God, this is apparently Bajoran births take weeks. Also have a lot of ceremony involved. Normally someone just like goes to a hospital and they just have the kid. But lot of ceremony in Bajoran birthing.
So I
It's
suspect
unreal.
that the whole idea of Kira having to relax was because Nana Visitor went to them and said, I just literally gave birth to a real child. Do not make me act that out on screen again.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't give me a big fight scene or anything, please. Yeah.
I just think she probably didn't want to recreate childbirth.
Oh yeah, Odo has raised a child before. He raised that Jem'Hadar kid. It didn't really work.
Yeah, it was like 3 days too.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Pour the goo. What is happening?
He has to learn patience, which he sucks at. So I guess there's that as far as a character piece, but it's just such an odd scene.
Come on, take the
Yeah.
shape of the sphere. Nope, just a pile of goo. Oh, you didn't even get all the changeling out. I see a little bit of changeling left in the bowl.
Yeah, there's residual goo. Like, you have to deal with that.
Is that also a separate changeling now? Is that an entity
Yeah.
we have to deal with? Coerced. Oh, Dr. Moore is sad now. Do we even know for sure that this is a changeling? Did we scan it or anything? Did we do a test? Or is this literally just a pile of goo?
It ends up just being
Okay.
gravy.
That would be an amazing practical joke. Oh, no,
It's
we found
all
this
orchestrated
crazy
by Quark.
shapeshifter. It's perfect. It all fits because Quark has some crazy scheme he has to do, and he gets Odo preoccupied by pretending this bowl of gravy is a shapeshifter. He's been tricked
See, this is-
before.
This is what they should be exploring in the novels, really.
So much acting.
Much acting. Oh, he can turn into a crazy straw. Oh, it almost shapeshifted for a second.
Oh, it's a training montage.
Training montage where nothing is improving. Do you have to feed it? Does it eat light? How does this work?
It just has to regenerate.
Okay. That's not very nice of you. Wow, that's
That's
kind of
pretty.
just literally saying he's the worst of his species, the worst shapeshifter.
Yeah, Mora, he's not great.
Mora, I was on your side earlier. Don't ruin it.
I mean, the whole thing is that nobody's perfect, and Mora made mistakes, and Odo treated him way worse than he deserved.
Yeah, that's the important bit right there.
I wasn't sure that you were even a life form.
Whereas, like, yeah, they could discover that literally anything they're looking at is a life form if they don't know anything about it.
Maybe Dr. Moro's going with the tough love, break him down to build him up again. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not his strongest argument.
Maybe it's what he's trying. Whether it's a good idea or not is another question. Apparently it's not going well, Captain.
Yeah.
Not very well at all. Don't fight in front of the kid. What do they think the Changeling has the Dominion war plans? What do they want with it?
Yeah.
Maybe Sisko's just lying here to prompt him into actually doing something.
That could be.
That is something he would do.
Yeah.
He can live with it.
He can. He has to.
All right, Odo, time for some time to shock the baby.
Shock the baby.
Shock the baby. Just a light shock to start with. A little bit of electricity. We can ramp it up.
Still a little.
Like if your baby won't stop crying, just apply a mild electric shock.
I mean, that's funny, but there are probably people advertising that in earnest in like the 40s.
Okay, yes, for the record, the Ryan's Edits YouTube channel does not condone actually applying electric shocks to your baby.
I mean...
No, Oda, you won't be able to blame me for torturing this baby. That's on you this time. This is your choice. Six millivolts, that's nothing. Nope, nope, Dr. Moore, you're not helping your argument here. Shock it. Shock the baby. Do it. Six millivolts. Yes. Excellent. Ah, it's moving for the first time in its life. And now we see that it is actually not gravy. Way to ruin the moment, Doctor. Edon? Shakar Edon is his full name, I suppose.
Feels a little awkward.
Yeah. Kira's boyfriend is watching as Kira's being massaged by the man whose baby she's carrying.
Well, even just like that he was in there with her alone, massaging her without like his wife there, or I don't know.
They do that a lot. That's their.
Yes.
What are they even doing?
Again, men
yeah, we're getting-
are apparently idiots.
Apparently. Oh, now Odo is very happy to shock this baby. Now he's into it.
He fell into that a little bit too happily.
There we go. Odo apparently was trolling Dr. Mora as a baby. Good. No, I don't think it's ever going to say that. I don't think that's going to happen. Odo, you don't even write. You never call, you never write, you never... I don't even know what you're doing, Odo. You'd send me a postcard sometimes.
Postcard.
My god. Is this time for the thumbnail?
Kill it.
Kill it now. It just looks like an alien chest burster.
Jose, I've seen this movie many times.
Kill the baby,
Get the
kill the
fire.
baby.
Shock the baby, kill the baby.
Again, for the record, the Ryan's Edits YouTube channel does not condone killing or shocking babies. Or, you know,
Not-
even grown-ups. Just anyone in
Not
general.
human. Yeah, not human babies. I mean,
Well, any kind of babies, really.
anyone else in the mood for Jello?
Surprisingly, no. I am hungry, though. I haven't eaten anything today, but, I'll get to that. Or had anything to drink. I should probably have something to eat or drink at some point today. It's only like
Yeah, right.
2:30,
You
so
should
it's
eat
fine.
something.
I'm not a doctor, but yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
It's only 2 p.m. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Until
You can go like 2 weeks.
for a couple hours.
Doesn't mean you should, but yeah.
Doesn't mean you should. You're really supposed to eat like 3 times a day.
Nah. I'm not big on 3 times a
Yeah.
day. Maybe like 2. 2 is
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
Or
3
maybe
times-
1
Yeah,
sometimes.
3 times. Yeah, 3 times a day
Nah, just 1 is fine. Works for me.
if needed. Yeah, if needed. Yeah, if you must.
Now, I have a question unrelated to Star Trek. Do all of
Go ahead.
you agree with my position that there's no such thing as breakfast food or dinner food? There's just food.
For the most part, no. You can eat cereal anytime. I was going to give cereal the breakfast thing.
Yeah,
but, I mean, you can eat that
cereal
anytime.
anytime, and even that's breakfast.
I mean,
You can eat anytime.
I will accept that behavior among other people. I can't. I don't know. I can't get myself to eat
Okay.
breakfast
Like,
food.
I've had steak for breakfast and cereal for dinner. It worked. I mean,
steak.
it's
Oh, the
just-
steak. Steak for
Steak
breakfast
for breakfast. Wow.
is so crazy.
okay.
It's
I've
like-
heard of pizza for breakfast. I've heard of pizza for breakfast. People have pizza for breakfast.
Oh yeah, if I order pizza one evening for dinner and I go for the leftovers in the morning, cold pizza for breakfast is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, or grilled cheese for breakfast.
I think I can eat normally again. It's been like 4 days since my tooth came out. Wisdom tooth. My front tooth didn't just fall out. It was a wisdom tooth. It's supposed to come out.
Wait, you had
Oh,
your
yeah,
wisdom
yeah.
teeth removed? You didn't update the channel about it? Come on, man.
I updated the D&D people.
Oh,
I've
okay.
had
were
mine
still
removed
there,
a couple
though.
years ago. Yeah,
You
it
are
had to come
our
out like
little
couple years
bot.
ago.
Rules what?
You are a rules bot.
Yes, the rules bot. Yeah, this does not look relaxing at all for Kira. This looks awful. I don't think I would feel comfortable with Keiko just staring at me. Yes, you are, Miles.
Am I wrong to think that this isn't really a competition between them, that Shakar is just being a dick?
I mean, I could understand why he would be uncomfortable with it, but he could just ask Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just talk.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
His choice.
good. Some good plot development. I guess. Watering the drinks again. But your drinks are replicated. What do you mean?
I don't get the whole idea of Quark closing the bar. Like, Deep Space Nine is a space station. It is going to be active all hours of the day. Why doesn't Quark have a schedule that lets him run the bar at all hours?
I think we've talked about this many times.
He
I think
does.
we came to the conclusion that because
Why doesn't-
television.
Clark? What doesn't Clark?
Yeah, why does Quark close the bar when it's a space station? Who knows?
You mean Clark? I know it's Clark. I was just being funny by saying
Okay.
Clark.
Quark.
I know it's Clark.
What? Wait, Quark, what do you
I was
mean?
saying
If
in
you
the
want the
finale,
money
I'm
back,
not
just
gonna-
say so. Once you have their money, you never give it back. It's the first rule. First rule of acquisition. Okay, Odo, you're getting weird about this. Odo, chill. I don't know if I like seeing Rene Auberginois doing this happy, smiley acting. This feels completely wrong.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
Quark, I want another baby. Will you have one with me?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Also, was he just stealing Quark's alcohol? This looked like a theft.
He's the law. He can take a few liberties.
He is the law. It's true. Okay, now we get the tragedy for the episode.
There we go.
took a little bit of time, but we got there eventually.
You I was too happy for this to last.
Oh, it has some food coloring in it, or it's moldy or something. What did you do to it, Odo? How did you kill this thing? Did you forget to feed it? Because I don't think we've ever seen it being fed. What? Wait, what radiation? Was that a plot point I missed earlier? Was there a radiation somewhere?
Oh, the baby changeling was exposed to radiation before they got a hold of it, which is why
that's why it was raspberry blue.
Okay. Okay. They didn't promise, Keiko. Keiko, you didn't make them promise.
This whole comedic dynamic just feels like a Steve Gutenberg movie or something.
This is just weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Can we get Worf in here?
Yeah.
He's much better with the whole baby thing.
He has experience.
Congratulations.
There's Kiriyoshi.
When Worf heard there was a birth taking place on board, he hopped in a shuttle and just booked it out of
Has
there.
he even been in this episode? I don't think he's shown up.
Okay, this week?
Oh no, he was in this episode earlier. He asked why Odo was talking to his beverage.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, and then he looks at his cup. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Dax isn't in this episode, nor is Jake. So
How do you even know? It's a shapeshifter.
Bashir knows because he's a shapeshifter.
That's true. This Bashir has very intimate knowledge of how to save this child.
And he just
Sorry, Oda. I linked with the child.
What's the shapeshifter Bashir theory?
This is absolutely shapeshifter Bashir.
yeah,
Because
Which
Bashir is in the old uniform when we find him.
it's been adding this weird layer of context to this rewatch for sure, for me anyway.
Like, does this count as a changeling harming another? Because he could have saved the kid, probably. And this has a lot new information that the Link is going to get. It can't be. So, in a way, the baby's not dead. It's just sort of been assimilated.
Yeah. Although apparently by its own volition. Or at least not by anyone else.
Odo's uniform fell off because, of course, it's a real uniform, not just shapeshifted.
Oh yeah, that was a nice detail.
Also, I pointed this out the first DS9 watch along on the walkways on the promenade. All the pillars that the rails connect to, they're just little docking pylons.
Yep.
Okay, he's back to being a shapeshifter. Solved it.
How exactly did it work? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It worked very well, thanks for asking. Now, did Odo assimilate the changeling, or did the changeling assimilate Odo? Who's in control here, really?
Oh, is this technically a triangle ship, even though we don't see it?
I don't know. No, that doesn't count. We need to see the whole triangle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we need visuals on this.
I think that might be the only time we hear like an airport announcer, though.
Right, yeah.
I'm wondering about that.
All aboard.
Also, Shuttle 4709. How many shuttles do they have?
It's probably like flight numbers. You know, like you get a flight number and it's 1649. It's like, okay, this plane may have flown 1,649 times, but that's not the reason it has that number.
Okay. No, love triangles do not count as triangles. That's a different kind of triangle. That's something else.
It's a different kind of triangle ship. Sorry.
Jesus. Odo gets a hug. He hugged Dr. Mora. And we have to be careful not to shoot Odo on that side now because he messed up his makeup when he was hugging Dr. Mora.
Yeah.
So now everything's going to be shot just from his left. I bet Odo's going to turn to walk away, but he's going to turn to the right to hide that side of his face.
Yeah, or it'll cut. Yeah.
There's actually a little bit of a seam next to his ear.
I know he turned.
What trickery is this? But then there was a cut. They could have just fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, his mask is mostly latex.
Yeah, and the way he kind of drifts back, you wouldn't notice.
So, TNG, or not TNG, tomorrow, that's the last episode for today. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 British Summer Time, 3 hours later than we normally start, it's going to be the First Contact Day watch-along, which is going to be the movie First Contact, because it canonically takes place April 5th. I don't know the year, though. It's 2060 something?
2063.
2063?
Yeah. On my 80th
That's
birthday.
the day I get to feel really old. Or it's not actually be old at that point, so.
How old am I going to be in 26? That's 42 years from now. So I'll be 67.
If you're really old.
I should still be alive. Should. Might be. Anyway.
You would be pretty old.
67's not that old, but, you know.
No. Actually, it's still, yeah, you still live in that age.
Make us all feel younger.
You still live in that age.
Alright, so that's tomorrow. And then next week, DS9 is going to be For the Uniform with that's the Eddington episode. And then In Purgatory Shadow and By Inferno's Light, which is going to be the reveal of shapeshifter Bashir in the prison camp. And then Dr. Bashir, I presume, is the one where we get the Doctor, the EMH.
Yeah.
And the
Or Dr. Zimmerman
big reveal.
and EMH.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Robert
Let's see what's
Picardo.
up for TNG Season 5. Robert Picardo. He's pretty cool. He has a YouTube channel as well.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it's just called Robert Picardo, so if you just look him up, you'll find it. Alright, so next week TNG is going to be the Masterpiece Society. That's all about eugenics. Conundrum, which is everybody loves Conundrum. That's the one where everyone loses their memory and they're like, oh, we're at war. We have to go into Lycian territory and destroy the Edo god. And there's a moral conundrum and yada yada yada. There's fake Commander McDuff.
I get them confused with clues, but
Not to be confused with clues. And there's also Power Play with not evil Keiko, evil Miles. Miles being evil to Keiko. And then it's also evil Troy and evil Data. So that should be good.
And For the Uniform is Sisko commits war crimes.
Yep, Sisko's
For the
gonna
first
commit some
time.
war crimes. Is it for the first time?
In the
I don't
series.
remember any specifically, but we're in season 5, so I have to assume he's committed some before.
We haven't really had
I-
war yet.
True.
I thought Miles was kind of evil on DS9.
It's not evil on DS9.
Like I thought that was the only time we've seen. Well, you know when we were just watching that episode. I forgot the name now, but we just watched it, and I thought that was the only time that he in some ways he was evil. You know.
Kinda. In TNG, he's actually going to be just possessed by something, though. His body's going to get taken over, and then he's going to, like, threaten the baby. And then, you know, it's going to be a whole thing.
An episode.
Anyway, that's enough for today. Again, tomorrow, 3 hours later than usual, will be Star Trek First Contact with... Is it even on Amazon? I should probably check.
Oh, Hard Time. Hard Time was what I was thinking of. Hard Time.
Right on.
Okay, so unfortunately...
I thought it was on Hard Time.
First Contact is not available on Amazon. I don't know about Netflix. I don't have Netflix. It might be there. It's definitely on CBS All Access. Or sorry, Paramount Plus now.
Yes, it is on Paramount Plus.
Also, if you just have it like a downloaded file from somewhere, I don't know where you would get such a file. Or if you have a DVD.
You can rent it on Amazon for $4. It's not terrible.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be watching First Contact when we actually get to the TNG movies overall after we're done with the series. So we'll be watching it again at some point. That's enough for today, though. We're done here. Get out of here.
Cool. Yeah.
I require solitude.